In this lesson, you are going to learn what is a custom tag and how to create and use it. A custom tag means it's a user-defined tag. Let us imagine a JSP file with some predefined tags like form, table. You might be knowing already JSP is nothing but it looks like a HTML file. We use predefined all tags of HTML, and inside that HTML we also use some Java expressions and conditioning kind of thing using %l tag. If we add a little Java in HTML, then that file is called as JSP file. So in JSP, not only the predefined tags of HTML like form or table, we can also create a user-defined tag like hello world or CSE or whatever the tag it is. According to the business logic or according to the application that you are going to develop, you can create a tag, you can define a definition for it, and you can make use of it for your application. For an example, consider a tag form. What it does, in order to create a HTML form, we can include the input fields like text boxes, checkboxes, and to create a HTML form, we use a tag called as form. The definition of form is already predefined. That's why it is called as a predefined tag. In the same way, if you wanted to create a table, we use a table tag. Just like form or table, we can create a tag with our own name, and we can define our own functionality according to the application. This is the topic that you are going to learn. I'm going to show you an example, a small example of custom tag in a JSP. Inside this JSP, I have used a custom tag called as examples:hello world. This is called as a custom tag. This is not a tag that is already available in HTML. It's not a predefined tag. It is a custom tag that is developed by ourselves. In this example, you are going to learn how this tag can be created. Whenever you have created a page like this, look at here, the first line tells the content type as HTML or text, and the encoding is UTF-8. And the second line, you are including a tag library. Inside the tag library, there will be an entry for hello world. Hello world is a class it's a servlet class. It's a servlet class. Whenever you use this tag, internally a servlet class has to be executed. The name of this servlet class here I have used as a tag name. And you can see the examples followed by hello world. Hello world is the name that is given to the servlet class. Examples is a prefix. So basically we need to write a TLD file, means that tag library descriptor file. Inside the descriptor file, which is much more similar to an XML file, web.xml file. It is very much similar to web.xml file. We are going to create an XML file. Inside that XML file, we'll write whenever we use this particular tag, from where the servlet class has to be executed and what has to happen. And whenever I have used this tag hello world, some hello world has to be printed on the browser. Means that the definition of this function is written somewhere else in servlet class. That class has to be linked. To link that class, we need to import a tag library. And the location of the tag library, I have given it as new tag underscore library. And this will be linked to the actual location of the file, tag library file, descriptor file. We have written a prefix as an examples, and you can take your own prefix in order to avoid the naming conflict, because you can have multiple servlets with the same name. In order to differentiate different servlet classes which has the same name, we use a prefix, and prefix can be a user-defined name, it can be anything else. In this program, I have used a prefix as examples. We are going to do the following things. First of all, we are going to create a tag handler class, because in this previous program, it's a simple JSP file. In this file, not only the predefined tags, I have used a user-defined custom tag, examples hello world. Now we are going to learn how to create a servlet class. First of all, we need to create a servlet class for hello world, because something has to happen whenever I use this user-defined tag. What's something that we need to define in a Java servlet class? For that reason, we need to create a servlet class. Basically, a servlet class is called as a tag handler class, because it is going to handle a tag. The name that is, we cannot call it as a simple servlet. We should call it as a tag handler class. And that class, servlet class, should be kept in user-defined package. It is compulsory. You cannot use any default packages. We have to use only user-defined package. Inside user-defined package, you need to create a tag handler and you need to place that file. The second point, once after writing this tag handler using a user-defined package, now we need to create any name.tld file. That means you can give any name. The extension should be .tld tag library descriptor. It much similar to web.xml file. It's nothing but a web.xml file. The extension you don't mind, it is .tld. And you need to remember the extension, it's very important. You need to place this file in a folder called as TLDS. This can be, the name can be anything else, but in the program that I am going to demonstrate, I have used a folder name called as TLDS. And this folder, whatever you have created, should be kept in web.inf. I know that you already know this thing. Web.inf is one of the important folders. Inside, I have discussed this thing as part of previous videos. Web.inf is a project context folder. Okay, everything starts from web.inf. So inside web.inf, you are going to create a folder called as TLDS. Inside TLDS, you are going to place a file called as anyname.tls. For an example, as part of this program, I might be creating a .tld file with some name called as newhandler.tld. You can give any name. Once after doing these two things, the third thing is to update your web.xml file. For every web application, there will be a web.xml file. Since you have created an entry called as .tld file, you need to tell where exactly that .tld file is located. It's very important. And how that .tld file looks like, I'm going to show you in the next screen. But before that, you try to understand that you need to do an entry in web.xml file. You need to enter a tag called as taglib. Generally in web.xml file, there could be already existing tags of servlets and URL patterns that are related to servlets. Now you are going to create an extra element called as taglib. This taglib should be in the root directory web apps. Inside taglib, there will be two entries, very important. Please focus. One is location of TLD file. You have created a TLD file and the location of TLD file has to be placed, and URI. You need to set some URI for the location because the location is quite bigger one. That bigger location we cannot use inside the programs. For simplicity, we can use URI. So whatever the location it is, wherever your Apache Tomcat is running, it doesn't matter. The physical location of TLD file which is placed in web.inf, for that physical location we are going to set a URI and we are going to use URI inside JSP file. Finally, we use custom tag in JSP file and we'll access it and we are going to see the execution. What are the things that we are going to do? We are going to create a servlet class which is a tag handler class and we are going to place in user-defined package. Number 2, we are going to create a .tld file. What is the code that has to be written for .tld? I'm going to explain in short. You don't have to worry. And after creating .tld file, we are going to open web.xml file. We need to enter a tag called as taglib, in which we are going to place two things: the location, the physical location of .tld file, and we are going to set a URI for that location. Why we need to set URI? Because we cannot use the entire physical location in our programs. We need to set some usable name using URI so that that name can be used in JSP file. Finally, we are going to write a program and we are going to see the output. This is what we are going to do. This is hello-world.java file. Basically, it's a servlet file. I should not call it as servlet file. I already told you it is a tag handler class. Right. So let us examine the very first line, the package, my package. It means that I am going to create a package called as my package. Inside this my package, when compile this particular program, that class file will be kept automatically. Okay, so the class file will go to my package because the program belongs to a package called as my package. To tell this program class file should go to my package, you need to add one simple line called as package my package. My package is the name that is given to the package. And you need to import the following packages. I don't talk too much about these packages because these packages we have already used. Java x.solid.star we have already used. Java x.solid.jsp.star also we have already used. So we are going to use a JSP writer because we have to throw the output to the context. So this class is important for us. So whatever the things that are required, only those parts are imported here without including the entire packages. JSP writer is imported, JSP exception is imported, and tag extent.jsp fragment. And in case if you are going to write bigger programs, then you need to use this particular class, and you need to import this important class simple tag support. And here is the class started. The name of the class that is given, that means this handler has a name. The name is hello world. It means that I'm going to create a tag with hello world. The same name I'll set for the URI. Okay, so the same name we are going to give for the tag hello world. It has to extend a class called as simple tag support. Okay, this class has to be extended because it is the parent class that we need to extend it. And there is a function that we need to override called as do tag. It's very important to override this function because whatever the functionality that you are going to define for hello world tag has to be defined in a function called as do tag. And here whatever the thing that I'm going to do is very simple, and you can extend this program as per your application logic. And here I'm going to do is that whenever hello world tag is used, I wanted to print something on the screen as hello world and custom tag. This has to be printed on the screen. And finally, if you have something exceptions, if you are predicting some exceptions that could happen in your program, then you can write a try block and catch block separately. Okay, very simple program. In this program we have set an output using JSP writer. We have taken an out as an object using get JSP context. So whatever the output that is going to be generated here, hello world and custom tag, will be thrown to context. We'll be accessing context in our JSP and we'll be printing that. Okay, automatically the context will be accessed. This is what we are going to do. It's a simple program, right? Very simple program. And make sure that you import these packages whenever you are using this program. This is .tld file, the tag library. I told you that in tag library we are going to set the following things. In tag library we are going to take a tag class. I mean, basically you need to tell which particular servlet class or tag handler class has to be executed. The name to the tag that is given as hello world. Whatever the name that you are going to give here is very important. This is a name that has to be used as a tag name. This is the tag name. Whenever this tag name is used, which particular program has to be executed? Hello world program has to be executed. Where it is placed? My package. And it is important to use user defined package. I already mentioned this point. And if you use default package, it is not going to work. Make sure that you use user defined package. My package.hello world class will be executed whenever you use a tag name called as hello world. To avoid confusion, the same name is used for the tag name and the class name. Very simple. Simple.tld file. It's nothing but an XML file, but the extension is .tld. Once after creating .tld file, it's very important to make an entry in web.xml file, because .tld file has to be placed in a folder called as TLDS. That folder I have created for my convenience. For your convenience, you can name that as your name, whatever it is, whatever the name you want, you can keep. The important point is that folder has to be kept in a place called as web.inf. In web.inf, there will be a file called as web.xml file. We need to make an entry because you have created a class, a handler class, and you have created a .tld file. You need to tell to the Apache Tomcat server the physical location of that .tld file. Once if you access .tld file, inside .tld file there will be an information which class has to be executed. So inside web.xml file, you need to create the following things. JSP configuration tag you need to create. Inside JSP configuration tag, you need to create tag lib. Okay, I have avoided whatever the things that are already existing web app inside web app element. You might be having so many servlet classes and URL patterns. You don't mind about it. Okay, at the end of web.xml file, you please use the following tags: JSP configuration and tag library. Inside tag lib element, you are going to set the following things. Tag lib URI, I have set the URI as new tag underscore library. This is the URI that I wanted to use inside JSP program. For this URI, I am going to set the location tag lib location. This is the entire physical location. Inside home, inside NetBeans, there is a demo project. Inside demo project, there is a folder called as there is a folder called as web apps, very important folder. Inside web app, we have web.inf. We have created one folder called as TLDS. Okay, simply copy the physical location of the place where you have created .tld and you simply paste that location in between these two tags. This is the opening tag of location. This is the closing tag. In between, you please copy paste this one so that automatically for this physical location you are going to use the URI simply new tag underscore library, such that you need not to use this entire physical location in your program. You can simply use new tag underscore library. Alright, now come, let's execute the program. I'm going to use Apache Netbeans. If you wanted to execute these programs manually without using any IDE like Eclipse or Apache Netbeans, you can do it. Simply create a WAR file and deploy it in Apache Tomcat. In case if you get any problem and I'm there, just let me know, I'll help you. I'm going to use Apache Netbeans now. There is already a project that is already available. A demo project is a project that I'm going to use. Here inside demo project, you can see there is a WebINF. Inside WebINF, we need to create TLDs. Okay. First of all, we need to create a .tld file. So right click on it and everything is automated in Apache Netbeans. You don't have to worry. While writing .tld, that code, entire code, you need not to write. You simply create a empty file, just right click on demo project or whatever the project that is, okay, go to new, and here there will be a tag library descriptor. Please select that one. Give a name, whatever the name that you wanted to give. So in my case, the name is new tag underscore library, and it belongs to demo project by default. And the location that you need to set, you have to create one folder called as TLDS. I told you that if not TLDS, the folder name can be anything, but you need to place that folder inside WebINF. Okay, so you need to set the location using browse wherever you are, wherever you wanted to have this .tld file, you can set the location. Okay, or in my case, what I've done is that I've created already a folder called as TLDS. I'll simply select this one and I'll simply select this folder. Okay, and then I'll say finish. Since already I have created .tld, I'm not pressing any buttons here because they are by default, they are not highlighted because this file is already existing. .tld file is existing. In your case, you need to create like this. Once after that is done, now we need to create a class file. What class file? Tag handler. To create a tag handler file, again you press new. As in the way you create a normal JSP or solid file using Apache Netbeans, you can create a tag handler readily available. The option is available here. In your case, if option is not readily available, go to other. From there you can pick up this option. Because since I have already accessed this option, it is showing me. In case if it is not showing to you, then go to other options. Press that tag handler. You need to set the class. Okay, what is the class name of ours? It's hello world. You need to set the name and make sure you need to select the package. In my case, I have created a package already, my package. In case if you are going to create a package, before you do this activity, you please create a package. Once after the package is created, please select the package. Creating a package is quite simple. In the same way, go to the project, right click on it. There will be an option, create package. Give the name, that's all. A package will be readily available here. Okay, here you can see there is my package that is available here in the left side. In the project structure, you can see my package is created. So inside my package, your Java file has to be placed. So whatever the Java handler that you are going to write should belong to user defined package. In my case, the user defined package is my package. I need to select this one. I'll say next. Since this file is already available, I need not to recreate it. In your case, you need to create. Okay, now we'll look at the Java file. This is the program that I have explained just now. So whenever the hello world tag is used, I'm going to print hello world custom tag will be printed on the screen right now. So what are the things that we have done? We have created a .tld file and we have created a Java file. Okay, now at last we need to do one activity called as web.xml file entry we need to do. Alright, now, so whenever you have created tag handler, what happens? I'll show you one thing. One second, please. Whenever you are creating a tag handler, whenever you press next, it will ask you where is .tld file. You please set the location because .tld was already created. You have given some name. In my case, I have given the name as new tag underscore library. In your case, whenever you press next button, you need to set the location of new tag underscore library. It will ask you, please browse the location of .tld file. Because you need to get that entry, right? You need to, because whenever, if you wanted to execute this tag handler, then you need to set the location in .tld file. That's very, very important. So if you are not going to set that thing, then you are not going to execute it. The moment you have pressed the next button, immediately it will ask you the location of .tld file. Give the location, that's all. Say finish, that's all. Now the Java class is readily available. The last thing that I wanted to explain you is that we have created a .tld file and we have created a .java file. That means tag handler is also available. The last thing is that we need to update the entry in web.xml file. This is the web.xml file. For every project there will be one web.xml file that is called as a configuration file, very important configuration file. We have already talked a lot about web.xml file in our previous classes. So these all are existing tags. All are existing tags. Do not disturb any existing tags. Go to the end location and here you simply copy paste the following things. Whatever I have explained you before, I'm going to add a JSP config. Inside JSP config, we need to have a tag lib because this file is already explained. Okay, in short, I'm explaining you now. There are two entries. One is tag URI. This is the URI name that I have set, and this is the physical location where that TLD file is located. Simply copy that one. Okay, and you don't have to worry. All these program files I'm going to upload, you can download it directly from the description. That's all, guys. We are done. Whatever the necessary things has to be done, we are done. Now I'll show you in case whenever you have created the .java file, automatically this .tld file gets the code. You don't have to write anything else. Okay, this is .tld file. Inside .tld file, the name you need to set, because whenever you are creating a .tld file, I'll show you here, whenever you are creating any descriptor, that means .tld file, here automatically prefix has to be given. In my case, the prefix is new tag underscore library. You can give, in our example, we have used a prefix called as examples. Okay, examples. Whatever the name that you wanted to give, you can give. So in my case, I have given it as an examples. So prefix is very, very important, and suffix is nothing but your tag name. Prefix is the name that you are going to give while creating the .tld file. It means that you can have any number of solid handlers with the same name. In order to avoid naming conflict, a prefix has to be used, and it is compulsory. Without prefix, you are not going to execute this particular custom tag program. Okay, so here the prefix is examples. Now the rest of the code is automatically updated by your Apache Netbeans. You don't have to type anything else. This is the beauty of Apache Netbeans. Wherever the automation can be done, it does automatically. Okay, the following code will be written automatically by your Apache Netbeans. You don't have to worry. Okay, so because since the class name is hello world is given, and it is available in a package called as mypackage.helloworld. This code is written by Apache Netbeans. You don't have to write. Okay, fine. You just create an empty .tld file, set the prefix. That's all. Again, whenever you are setting the class name, whenever you are linking that .java file, that means whenever you are going to create a handler, automatically you are going to give the location of .tld file. In that file, automatically Apache Netbeans opens that one and makes these following entries. You don't have to worry. All right, we are done. We have done whatever the necessary things that are required. We are done. Now I'm going to show you the .jsp file. This is custom .jsp file. Whatever the JSP file in which I'm going to use a custom tag called as examples hello world. Tell me what is examples? It is a prefix. Okay, where you need to tell that prefix in this line. @ tag library. It's JSP directive. Okay, just like page directive, you have a tag lib directive. You need to include it. URI is whatever the URI you have already set while creating tag library. You have already set that URI, and prefix you are setting whatever the prefix that you have set during creation of .tld. The same prefix has to be used. Prefix is examples and URI is new tag underscore library. I already told you, instead of using the entire physical location of .tld file, we are going to set URI. Okay, so this URI will be used inside the program. It automatically finds your .tld file. Here is a place where we have written examples hello world. What has to happen whenever I use this user defined or custom tag? Hi, hello world, I am the custom tag. That whatever the line that you have given in .java file has to be executed. How the execution takes place means, first of all, line by line execution of this JSP takes place. It includes this file, tag library file, by going to the location wherever you have provided, it goes to the physical location and it includes, and it means that it opens the .tld file and understands which particular Java file has to be executed. Okay, in our .tld file we have clearly told, okay, the name of the class file is available in a package called as my package hello world. This will be executed automatically, right? So this tag is open here and it is closed here. It means that I'm going to use a tag called as hello world. Hello world is a tag name, examples is the prefix. Now let's run it. We're executing that .jsp file. Automatically it links to .tld and it gets the definition, and the following line, whatever you have defined inside tag handler, will be executed. Wonderful. We got the output, hello world and custom tag. That's all, guys. Thank you. See you again. Bye bye. It is possible for us to host and upload many demanding courses on this YouTube channel only if you support us by subscribing. Please subscribe, switch on the notification bell, stay connected, and enjoy learning.